Hey everybody, it's Matthew.
Hello.
And it's Troy. Hey, it's been a little while since the two of us have done a video together. School started back, so he's been in now the 3rd grade at 8 years of age. And work has kicked in a little bit for me, so I've had a busy work schedule. He's had school, we've had church activities, so we've been kind of busy. I've done a few reviews here lately when I've been able to squeeze them in during some downtime or some short periods at work. So anyway, hopefully you've got a chance to look at those. But you know what I wanted to cover first? You remember what major milestone did we hit when we first starting out?
250.
That's right. We had 250 subscribers.
We've gained 108.
Yep, we're up to, we added, since our giveaway that we did, we added another 108 subscribers so far. I guess that's good.
Wasn't that about 2 or 3 months ago?
Nah, it wasn't quite that long ago. I mean, we're talking just about a month or so ago. And so, for our little channel, just the two of us, we only started this in like May. And so only just over 4 months or so that we've been doing any videos. And then you kicking in with me. It's only been a couple of months doing that. So.
And we've gained great progress since our last giveaway.
So, either you've got a whole lot of people snowed into thinking that you're a nice little sweet boy, but I see that look you're giving me. I know better. I live with you. But we did send our giveaway gift to our winner that we had. His name was Marcos. He's from Brazil, and Marcos did receive it. It did get all the way to Brazil in his hands. He emailed us, and actually with a picture of a handwritten thank you note, which is understandable. I mean, he's in Brazil, so. But you can see here's a picture of the pen and the ink that he used, so that you'll be able to see what it was that we had given away. So, thank you to everybody who subscribes. Push us to 1,000 subscribers. We'll have another giveaway, and it'll be a little bit better.
So, what pen are we talking about?
I don't know yet. I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. When we start getting close to 1,000, we'll pick a pen or some kind of pen-related stuff that's going to be suitable. A little bit of cough. I really should have brought in some water, actually, for me to sit here and drink while we're here, because my throat has been getting dry, because it's, while we're recording this, it's after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's been quite a while since I've had breakfast. All right, so what do we want to cover today?
The pins that Miss Mary Harper sent us.
Very cool. Mary, you have been snowed into thinking this is a sweet little innocent boy. That he's a good boy. No, one of the great things about our YouTube channel is we've had fantastic response from most people. We've had a few people who were, 1 or 2 who were kind of a troll, but by and large, most of the people who have subscribed and watch our channel, our viewers have been fantastic to interact with. I've had some really nice comments and emails back and forth, some handwritten letters to some, and I'm grateful for that.
And once in a while people send me pins, but you get pins about every week or so.
Yeah, but those ones I buy. It's not like people are giving me anything. They give you stuff. You got them snowballed into it. Mrs. Mary Harper was tremendously generous, and she sent a care package to Matthew with some pens, and Matthew wanted to go through and show you the package that he got. Well, let's first give a plug for Billy Harper Motorsports. That's Mary's husband, and check out their website, billyharpermotorsports.com. He is into professional drag racing, and when they are going to be in an area near you, then maybe you can go. And I see that from time to time they're in Rockingham, North Carolina. So they've already done all the Rockingham stuff this year. Maybe the beginning of next year we'll keep an eye on the schedule, and if we can make it down to see them do some racing, we will. Pretty cool, huh? Alrighty, where do you want to start? You want to start with some pens?
Yeah.
Alright, pick one.
I want to start with this one.
That one? Alright, cool. All right, pen number 1. We'll call it number 1. This is a pen that I actually like because I have one, your mom has one, you have one. Matter of fact, I think your very first Baoer pen was a Baoer 517. And
isn't that the blue one?
Yeah, hold that. Go ahead and show it. You can uncap it, show them everything how it looks. But one of the pens that you had.
Wait, what kind of nib is it?
It should be a medium nib. But for you, I do believe is just like this.
Yeah, I have one exactly like that.
Right. So you've got one, your mom's got one, and I've got one.
This is my second one.
And I got to be honest, the Baoer 517 out of all the Baoers that we've had is probably my favorite Baoer. And
mine too.
So you can see it's just like this blue one that I've got. Matthew's got a blue one just like it. They are identical. That is a pretty cool look. You know what that reminds me of?
What?
A Tootsie Pop with that orange.
That kind of reminds me of like a tiger or something because of the orange and then kind of a black.
You like the orange and black?
Yeah.
Cool. And you know what she gave us? She gave us an orange ink to go with it. And
matches the pin.
It does. Now, Diamine Inks is out of England, and Cult Pens, the website for pen buying, is out of England as well. And Diamine put together an orange for them to sell that you really can't find anything anywhere except through Cult Pens. And so one of the neat things, Miss Mary sent along with that some ink samples. And these are, I didn't have any of these ink samples behind me here. If you look right up here, I've got a bunch of bottles of ink down here and ink samples up here.
I've tried most of them.
We've tried a good many of them, and none of these ink samples that she sent were in our collection, so awesome picks.
She sent all the pins with inks.
Yep, this is what that orange looks like right here. That Diamine dark orange, that deep dark orange right there.
That's nice.
Yep, so the Diamine Cult Pens deep dark orange. I'm assuming it's sort of like how Noodlers has Liberty's Elysium that you can only get through Goulet.
That's
that
one
kind
of
of
my
thing.
favorite inks.
It is a pretty cool blue. So this is actually a very pretty pen. It's got a nice medium nib. This is one of the things about the 517. If you guys are going to get Baoers, I do like the 517. It is probably the smoothest Baoer and the nicest, coolest Baoer that they even sell. So you lucked out on this one, Butter.
This is my favorite.
Yep.
Baoer, except I have a blue one. I like that one too.
So, yep. So there's our first pen and ink that you got.
Pin number 2 is going to be...
Pick one. You got 4 others sitting here. Ah, cool. We'll talk about the Jin Hao. One of the things that Matthew and I had talked about is, and has been suggested by other people. I mean, some of you guys are egging him on and trying to get him to, or get us to give him his own YouTube channel, a channel just for him. I don't know if we'll give him his entire channel, but one of the things we had talked about is letting him do some reviews all on his own.
And he just recorded it.
Well, I didn't record one for you.
I know, but you may.
Well, we may, yeah. Well, sometime we had talked about perhaps making his first video, doing a solo act. Maybe we'll do it together. I don't know. It depends on how he feels, if he feels up to it. With this pen. Go ahead.
This is a Jin Hao 159. One just like it, except it's gold. My mom has one, Grandma.
And I've got one. So
his is a black.
Right. So we've got a total of 5 159s in the house. And
what ink came with it?
This one here came with a Diatramentis Sherlock Holmes. And that's a kind of a blue-black looking ink. Now, for those of you familiar with the 159, 159s essentially were kind of a knockoff of the Mont Blanc 149, and these are a lot heavier than the Mont Blanc, but I got to be honest with you folks, they come with a standard number 6 nib. If you're looking at a Jin Hao, this is my favorite Jin Hao pen, favorite
it's
model.
mine too. I like the way it writes. It's smooth, and out of my top 5, this is probably number 1.
You think so? I think it's probably my number 1. I got 2 favorite Jin Haos. The 1200, which is the golden dragon one I got, and the 159. And this is a heck of a value for a Jinhao.
They only cost about $1 or something.
Yeah, I think the one I bought for you, the one that you asked me to buy, because you actually bought it with your own money. You wanted the 159 in gold, and that was $3.33 delivered.
Because I like the way
Yeah.
yours wrote, and then I wanted one of my own.
Yep. So everybody in the family has them. So let's show you what that Diatramentus Sherlock Holmes ink looks like. It's this one right there, and I did not have that in my collection at all. I mean, I've seen it online, and so you can take a look at it. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of I can see a bit of blue, but mostly black.
Yeah, it's kind of like a midnight blue, or it's probably like a blue-black, I guess, or a black-blue, one or the other. I don't know which to call it. But, that 159 writes very smoothly. I like it quite a bit. So I was happy for you that you got a wicked cool Jinhao 159.
I like this shade of orange.
Yep, that is pretty cool. What one do you want to choose next?
Pin number 3 is gonna be
That one?
Yep.
Okay. I just did a review within the last week of this particular pen brand, not necessarily this particular pen. This is the Wing Sung 235, and there was a sample of Diamine Tropical Green that came along with it.
This is my second Wing Sung.
Go ahead and show it. Is it heavy or light?
It's a bit light.
It's very light, isn't it? And it's got the gold tone to it.
I can write with this perfectly. It's not as heavy as this pen.
Oh, definitely not. The 159 is definitely a heavy pen.
But I like the shade of gold. It's a nice pen with a medium nib.
Yeah. Well, let me say. I think this one has a fine nib to it. This particular one, and so it's got that pattern here. It's almost like a checkered pattern to it. So it's definitely got.
I agree.
And let me show the nib on that one, since I can reach a little further towards the camera than you can. You can see that it's kind of a really cool nib. The only thing about this particular pen that I'm not a fan of is Wing Sung does this. It's got those squeeze, aerometric converter.
I do not like them.
That's the only thing about Wing Sung pens here lately. Now, your mom got a Wing Sung just the other day, and it does take a converter rather than having the aerometric stuff. But this actually wrote fairly well. I did get some ink into it. And
he inked it up yesterday?
2 days ago. I inked these up 2 days ago. And let's show what that looks like. Here's a writing sample. It actually wrote fairly well. Even though it's a fine nib, it still did fairly well there. So it's got the Diamine Tropical Green. So, all right.
Can I see it?
Yes, you may see.
That's a nice shade of green.
Actually, it was pretty cool.
That's kind of a dark green.
It is. It's a darker green, and we're going to show a green here in just a little bit. That's a lot brighter and different than anything that we've used so far. So what one are you going to pick next? Pick one. All right. So let's go with this one. This one is the other green ink, and it was matched to the green pen. And I got to be honest, I've never used this brand before.
What brand is it?
It's Uranus, like the planet in our solar system, Uranus. And that's all it says, is right there. It says Uranus.
I like that shade of green. It's kind of like grass green.
And this one, it is a... come on. You got to twist to get it out. A little more twists than I'm used to seeing. But it's a nice little nib. There's no markings on this pen at all. It's all plastic, and it is a cartridge converter system. It's got the silver clip in the ring up here where the clip sits. But other than that, you've got no markings on it anywhere except right there.
I've never tried a Uranus either.
But I was impressed with it. It's more or less a student pen.
Can I see the ink?
But it is here's what it is. And we inked it up with the
It writes
Diamine
smooth.
Magical Forest Shimmer ink. And there's that right there. It's a nice shade of green. I did like it. It's a bright green.
And it writes smooth.
It does. It wrote very smoothly. So that was pen number 4.
Pin number 5 is
Do you think that's your favorite pen out of the bunch?
in
Looks wise?
in
Yeah.
writing,
In writing what? Maybe not. I got to do some work on this one probably. Because it is a little scratchy and it doesn't have a good amount of ink flow yet.
in writing, this is my favorite.
You think so?
Yep.
Out of that whole bunch? Okay, cool. So I know you've had a chance to sit down and play with them. So, Noodler's pens. And this is their Arizona Flex pen. At least that's what was written and was on the box. And I'm assuming because of the colors for Arizona, it's got an ink window in there. You can probably see the ink sloshing around a little bit in there. So I do believe, and it came inked up before, it came inked already. So I didn't ink it up. I'm assuming it's a piston filler. Because it's a Noodler's, number one, and I can see at the back here, it looks like it's got the blind cap that you might use for a
They have
piston.
Noodler's inks too.
There are Noodler's inks, but Noodler's also makes or distributes some pens, and that's what the nib looks like. And she put in some J. Herbin Stormy Gray, which is another ink that I don't have, and it is a dark gray, it literally looks like an angry sky.
That kind of looks like a black to me.
It's kind of a light black, if you want, or a dark gray, but that's what it looks like at the bottom. And it was a little scratchy. You know, I had to go over a few times with it, and I may see if I can get a little better ink flow out of that pen. But as far in terms of aesthetics, it's a right pretty pen. So we'll see. We'll see if we can't get this one to be a jewel in your collection.
It's cool looking pin.
It is. So, Miss Mary was also generous in that she included 4 different notebooks for you. So, the field notes, which are always cool to have around. We've got a couple of these in the house that we picked up when we were in D.C., and these are good to be able to throw in your back pocket, throw in a woman's purse or
I know, 'cause,
backpack.
if you want, if you had to work and then you had to take notes on something and write something down, you can just put it in your pocket and then get it out later and write something.
Yep. So 48 pages of, this one's blank page, and let's see if you've got, and this one is lined. So you've got one of each. You got one of blank, totally blank, and you got one of lined. So you've got 2 more field notebooks that we can fill up with notes.
And we have 2 more.
The Inky Fingers notebooks. Inky Fingers, which I get often. Today actually looks pretty good because all my ink wore off. Yesterday my hands were colorful and full. So you got another lined notebook on which you can take notes and stuff. And then a Fabriano notebook. And that's all, if you see, it's grid paper. It's
Maybe can I bring one of these notebooks to school?
Absolutely. If you wanted to take notes at school or you wanted to have it, they're yours. So you can do as you see fit. But this is pretty cool because one of the things, graph paper is really nice to be able to you can write on it. You can use the graph to be able to draw things out, diagram things out. So that should come in handy for you, especially maybe as you get a little older in school.
Didn't you pick one up at the DC Pen Show with the graph paper?
No, I didn't. I didn't pick up any notebooks. And one of the reasons I didn't in DC is because I went to Crazy Allen's table. And I bought from Crazy Allen before. And he was slam full at the time. It was hard to even get in to go look at some stuff. And some of the tables I was looking at notebooks and notepads, I had a hard time even getting anywhere. So I just kept moving on because I had you and your mom. So it was all 3 of us that were going to take up space at the table, and it was a busy show.
And those are the 4 notebooks.
All right. Hey, that's it. That's Matthew's latest pen haul. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you, Miss Mary, for all the pens. I like them, and also thank you for the notebooks.
And how about thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting on our videos.
Thank you for subscribing.
Yep. Subscribe and like, and tell your friends, tell your neighbors, wake the children. Let them know. Thank you.